Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you the first 10 things you should do to your Samsung Galaxy Note 20 or Note 20 Ultra to maximize your first experience. Let's get right to it. Now, the very first thing that you should do is be aware of your battery level. And as you can see here on my phone, I have my actual battery percent. If you've just picked up your Note 20 or Note 20 Ultra, you're going to notice that there's no battery percent on there. So let me show you how you set this up. So what we're going to do is going to swipe down, we're going to go into the settings, and when we go into the settings area, we're just going to type battery percent. This is the easiest way to find it. So we're going to do battery percent, and notice right here where it says show battery percent. We're going to tap on this, and then what you're going to do is you're going to select this option right here. Notice what's going to happen up here. If I turn that off, it's gone. If you flip that on, it's going to come back. Now this next tip is going to extend the battery life of your phone and make things easier to read. And what we're going to do is turn on dark mode. Now instead of using a single finger to swipe down, we're going to use two fingers. By using two fingers, it's going to bring down your entire toggle list. If you do it only with one, you're only going to get like the first row. So by doing two, you get them all, and you notice how this is white. Well, when I come over here, I'm going to press dark mode, and then the screen is going to go black, which is going to use less power, right? Because you don't have to brighten the screen, and it makes it a lot easier to read, in my opinion. And it also touches several applications. So your chat windows, your browser, a lot of these applications are going to be in a dark mode, which is going to save your battery. Now this next feature is a critical feature. I have it on my phone and all my family's phones, and that is Find My Mobile. It allows you to find your phone in the event that you've lost it. And you could also set it up, which is really important, to basically send you the last location before it lost the battery. Now sometimes if your phone, you maybe lost it in your couch, right? You may not know where you lost it. You may be tracing your entire house trying to find it. But with this little feature, it's going to tell you that the last time the phone was on was in your house. So let me show you how this works. So we're going to swipe down. We're going to go into the settings. We're going to go into the search. I've already typed in Find My Mobile. I'm going to select that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to check out this area. So I'm going to go ahead and check out Find My Mobile. There's several things that you could do. We're going to go into this area, and you can see that you can basically send your last location, which is something that I highly recommend. So that means that if you're running out of power, once it runs out of power, it's going to let you know where that location was. The other thing that you have is offline finding, and I'm going to tap this for a second because this is an also super powerful feature. It's something that you could do where even if your phone doesn't have a connection, it will try to connect to any device that's available to be able to connect to it and then also send its location. So you notice I have this on as well. And you notice how it says right here, this will allow your phone to be found by other people's Galaxy devices even when it's not connected to a network. It will also allow your phone to be used to scan for lost Galaxy devices that may be nearby. You can also find watches and earbuds if that was the last device they connected to. So a lot of capabilities here, and this is something that I have enabled as well. Now this next feature is going to allow you to reconfigure your power button. By default, the power button is going to enable Bixby. But what you could do is if you swipe down from the top and go into the power area, you'll be able to go and see an option that says side key settings. In this area, you'll be able to change it from wake up Bixby to power off. Also, you have the ability to change the double press function from any of these things that you see here. In this case, you could have it launch a camera, but you could also configure it to launch any app that you have on your phone. I have mine for a quick launch because if I want to take a picture, I don't want to have to fumble through my phone. I can just press it twice and it'll launch it. But this is what you do to change that power button so that when you press and hold like this menu comes up. Now this next tip is a powerful tip, especially if you kind of wonder if your phone is listening to you, which it is, and you start seeing ads all the time about things that you've been talking about, and you want to reduce the amount of personalized ads that you see. So let me show you how you do this. We'll go into the menu again, we'll go into settings, we're going to go into the search, and we're going to type in the word ads. As I choose ads, we're going to go to this area here, and what you can do is, in this bottom area, is opt out of ads personalization. So this is basically going to instruct the apps not to use your advertising ID or any of your personal information to create ad profiles. Now this next tip is going to keep your phone running super fast and crispy. Let me show you what I do, and I do this to all my phones. I'm going to go into settings, and in settings, I'm going to go down to device care. Right? And there's a couple things that we'll do in device care. First, what you could do is if you click on these three dots over here, we're going to go into advanced. And under advanced, what you want to make sure is that you have auto optimization. Right? So what this is going to do is every single day, it's going to optimize your phone, which is going to clear the memory. So if there's any background apps going, it will clear it up. So your phone will never slow down. The other thing that you'll want to do is set up restart your phone automatically. Now I'm going to tap into this, and you'll notice that I have my phone restarting every Friday at 12 a.m. So what you can do is set this up for a specific time of the day, really early when you're asleep, and the phone was going to restart. What this would do is it's similar to rebooting a machine, a computer, or a Mac. Having it on for an extended period of time and not restoring or restarting really impacts over performance. So by doing this every week, as mine is, your phone will always be super fast because you're doing two things. You're doing the auto optimization and the auto restart. Now here's a power tip. Have you ever forgotten to put your phone to charge at night and then wake up in the morning and have almost a completed battery? It happens to all of us. Let me show you this tip. Under optimized settings, if you go into this area, you can actually have the phone reconfigure itself at midnight to reduce the battery consumption. So let's say if in an event that you forget to charge it, the next morning, you're not going to be as out of power as you typically would simply by turning this on. At midnight, all of these settings are going to change to save battery. Now, before leaving the device care area, there's one other area I want you to go into. You're going to go into battery, and then we're going to go into power mode. Now, typically what you could do is if you want your phone running high performance, that means flat out the fastest possible, then you want to choose high performance. If you want to have an optimized experience, meaning that it's going to be a combination between power and battery life, you choose the optimized side. Now you'll notice that mine says medium power because you can go medium and you can go max power savings. But the reason why mine is there and not an optimized is because I have adaptive power savings. So I have this feature enabled, and what it does is automatically looks at what I'm doing, how much I use my phone, and then it's reconfiguring the power mode based on that usage. This is going to give you the best and longest battery life as it will switch automatically based on your usage. Now this tip is going to allow you to open two apps at the same time. And at first you might ask yourself, why would I ever do this? Well, when you go in your car and you start up your Google Maps, don't you listen to music and you may start up a music app? Well, I'm going to show you how you can have them both started at the same time. Check this out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and launch my Google Maps. Right? So I have my Google Maps up. I'm going to come back. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to launch YouTube Music. So I have that one open, and then I'm going to get out of it. Now, I'm going to go into my multi-pane, right? So I'm going to look at my multitasking window, and I notice that I have YouTube Music here, and I'm going to tap on the icon on top, and I'm going to say Open in Split Screen, right? So now that's in split screen. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose Google Maps as my second. So now I have my music on the top and my maps on the bottom, and you can switch this, right? You can change this if you'd like. All you have to do is tap on this little button and it switches it just like this. But now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create this as an app pair. So it's going to combine them together for a single button push. So now I'm going to tap it again and make it an app pair. Notice that icon, it pushes it over to the side. And now what I'm going to do, just to show you how this works, I'm going to close both of these apps, right? I'm going to close them out. They're not there anymore. When I go over here, we'll make sure everything is gone, nothing is open. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to swipe from the side, and you notice I have an app pair. By the way, I have another app pair. So I have Maps with Spotify, and here I have Maps with YouTube. I'm going to tap it, and they open up both at the same time. Isn't that cool? Now this next feature is going to make it easier to access some of the features that aren't there by default in the camera area. So if we go in the camera area, you'll notice that I have live focus and several other things here, but it wasn't there at the very beginning or by default. So what you're going to do is you're going to swipe over to more. You're going to tap this little pencil, and then when you tap the little pencil, you're going to see that there are several items here that you can choose from. So I have Pro, I have Food Mode, I have all these things, I have Live Focus Video. What you do is you just grab what you want to grab, and then you basically bring it down to the area where you want to drop it. Now, when you drop it in this area, you can move it around. Like I can change the order, as you can see there. The whole point is that if you are missing, for example, Live Focus, and you want to bring it into the menu, all you have to do is go into this menu, save it, and then the next time you come into your camera mode, you'll notice that Live Focus is there, and then I even have that Pro mode that wasn't there before. So guys, those are the first few things that you should do when you get your Samsung Galaxy Note 20 or Note 20 Ultra. We have more tips and tricks coming, so make sure you subscribe to the channel.